Today, I put Wilt Chamberlain in the modern era. He was drafted as a 24-year-old to the Philadelphia Warriors, who then became the Golden State Warriors, so I have put 24-year-old rookie Wilt Chamberlain on the Golden State Warriors. He's already a 90 overall just as a rookie. He had one of the most insane rookie seasons I think I've ever seen in my life. He was dominant from the very beginning. He's got a very high potential. He's got a long career ahead of him. He's going to be here in Golden State for 2 years, and we will follow him throughout the rest of his career wherever he goes. Yeah, first season, he's with these Golden State Warriors. They get the center that they've wanted for so long. Steph Curry, Wilt, and then we got the old guys. We got Draymond, we got CP, we've got Klay Thompson, and then of course we still have our young guys like we have Jonathan Kuminga, Podziemski. It's the exact same Warrior squad as this year. We just put Wilt Chamberlain on it. All right, let's go ahead and get right into season number 1 and see what Wilt can do in his rookie year. Luka Doncic wins MVP in season number 1, 39, 10, and 10. This dude is absolutely ridiculous in Sims. Victor Wembanyama wins rookie of the year somehow, 20, 10, and 3 for him. Russell Westbrook, 6th man of the year, and then Wemby is going to begin his streak of DPOYs. Wilt Chamberlain did make all NBA third team. Unfortunately, Steph did not make either of the teams. For the Warriors, though, not a bad season at all. They're already like on the fringe of being a play-in team, like barely in the actual NBA. And then you add Wilt, and we're up to a 6th seed, and he's only going to get better, so that is a good sign there. Out of the play-in in the West, Clippers and Pelicans in the East, Miami and Chicago. We face off against the MVP, Luka Doncic, and the Dallas Mavericks in round number 1. They go up 2-0. 3-0. We do win one game, but we get eliminated in 5. Luka Doncic takes us down. Let me look at some of the box scores here. I mean, this dude's ridiculous. 48, 9, and 10 for Luka. Wilt Chamberlain, though, doing his thing, 19, 17. Jokic, Western Conference Finals MVP, 36, 10, and 11. Joel Embiid, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, 26, 15, and 4. And that means we get a matchup of the MVPs from the last 3 seasons, maybe 4, if Jokic wins this year in real life. The Sixers are the ones who take it. Embiid gets that off his back. He finally wins his first ring, 24, 14, and 3 for a Finals MVP, and the Sixers win in year number 1. All right, here's a look at this Warriors squad heading into the second season. Wilt Chamberlain now a 94 overall. Steph Curry dropping to a 94 overall as he gets older. Unfortunately, we might be just in a tough window here where Curry is too old and Wilt Chamberlain is too young, that we can't get both of them at a super good peak, but the team around them still very similar to last year, like almost no changes at all. But yeah, not a great supporting cast around our guys, but let's see what they can do in season number 2 with Curry and Wilt Chamberlain. MVP, it's back-to-back for Luka Doncic, 37, 11, and 10, 1.5 steals per game. Dude is absolutely insane. Carlton Carrington wins Rookie of the Year for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Wemby, another Defensive Player of the Year. Guess I forgot the NBA is positionless, so we do have 4 guys that are basically 7 feet or taller in the All-NBA first team, including Wilt Chamberlain, who's a 95 overall. He had a very good season for the Warriors as we took the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Out of the play-in in the West, Memphis and New Orleans. In the East, Toronto and Indy. We face off against those 8-seeded Memphis Grizzlies in round number 1. We split the first 2. We go down 2-1. Down 3-1 to the 8 seed. Oh my God. Okay, we do win game 5. We win game 6. Our first game 7 of the sim, and we comfortably make our way through. It was scary there, but we come back down at 3-1, led by Wilt, 26-12, 3 steals, 5 blocks. Curry also goes for 24. Wiggins goes for 18. And we move on to face against the Dallas Mavericks. Once again, a rematch with the Mavericks in the second round, and a rematch with Luka Doncic. They take game 1. We take game 2. We go up 2-1. 3-1, and we are through. A dominant performance against the MVP Luka Doncic. Steph Curry, 43 points in Game 5 to put it away, and Wilt with a 37-point triple-double. My God. Outshining Lauri Markkanen, Kyrie Irving, and Luka Doncic. That is a crazy big 3. But they could not get it done against us, and now we face off against the perennial powerhouse in Sims, the Oklahoma City Thunders. These dudes are always good because of the amount of draft picks they have, and because they have Shea and Chet and Jalen Williams. It's insane. Let's see if we can get a ring before they get too dominant. Split the first 2. Down 2-1. Down 3-1. Gonna have to come back down 3-1 again. We do win game 5, and we get eliminated. Shea and the Thunder beat us in 6 games, 27, 5, and 9 for him, 2 steals a game. Damian Lillard, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, 36 points per game. A Bucks Thunder Finals, a very entertaining finals, I will say, and the Thunder are going to take it, led, of course, by Shea, 29, 5, and 8, and once again, 2.5 steals a game for him. The Thunder have won it in year number 2. It is time to see if our guy Wilt will make his first career move and leave the Warriors, or if he will stay. Moment of truth, is Wilt still here? Yes, he is. He re-signs on a one-year deal with the Golden State Warriors. Curry also on the last year of his deal, so they're going to run it back one last time. The Warriors still have a very old Chris Paul, but it does look like Draymond Green has left, unless he's just that bad. He has, but Klay Thompson's still here. Still have Chris Paul, still have Curry. We got our old guys. The young guys are starting to get better. Kuminga in 84, Podziemski in 81, Gigi Jackson in 80 overall. Unfortunately, Wilt did drop to a 93 after that season. Could just be, I don't even know. I don't even know why. Maybe Curry had such a good season that it lowered his overall, but they're both down to 93s as we go ahead and start year number 3. Once again, potentially the last year for Curry and Wilt on the Warriors. Luka goes 3 straight MVPs, 36, 10, and 11. Nikola Topic, 6th man of the year, and of course Wemby, defensive player of the year. Once again, though, we are the 6th seed. This time we will face off against the Houston Rockets. Out of the plane in the West, Denver and LA. In the East, Washington and Miami. Face off against the 3-seeded Houston Rockets as they take game 1. They take the first 2. 2-1, 3-1. Gonna have to come back down 3-1 once again. Take game 5 again. And we take game 6 again. Game 7 on the road in Houston. We did enough just at the very end to get the win. Wilt plays 40 minutes, goes 30 points, 13 rebounds. Steph Curry, a tough game for him, only 17 points, but it doesn't matter because we came back down 3-1 once again, and we get a rematch with OKC. We faced them in the conference finals just a year ago. We have a chance at revenge here. We take game 1 on the road. We take game 2. 3-0. We get revenge against the OKC Thunder. We sweep them out of the playoffs. I don't even think they had bad games. We just played that much better. Gigi Jackson actually led us in scoring in that final game. Wilt Chamberlain with a 21-17, 2 steals, 3 blocks. And we're through to the conference finals where we will get another rematch with the Dallas Mavericks. We have another chance to knock them off. We beat them last year. They beat us that first season, 5 seed and 6 seed in the Western Conference Finals as they take game 1. They take game 2. And we're down 3-0. 3-1. 3-2. 3-3. Oh my gosh. We have come back down 3-0, and we've got a chance here. Let's hop into Simcast. It was an amazing comeback, but we couldn't get it done in the end. Luka Doncic, Western Conference Finals MVP, 37, 10, and 12. Donovan Mitchell, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, averaging 29 points per game. Wilt Chamberlain, 28 and 12, did his best. Curry, only 8 shots in that final game. Luka naturally carries his team, 31, 11, and 15 for him. A Cavs-Mavs finals, and it's the Mavs who take it. That could have been us, but the Mavs do it with Luka Doncic, 38, 8, and 13. My God. For year number 4, Wilt Chamberlain will be headed to a new roster. The Warriors have revamped. There's no more Steph Curry, and there's no more Wilt Chamberlain. Let's find out where he's gone. Wilt Chamberlain has joined Paolo Banchero and Tyrese Halliburton in Indiana to form an insane young big 3. Tyrese Halliburton, 26 years old, 95 overall. Wilt, 27 years old, 93. And Paolo, 23 years old, 90 overall. This team is insane. We have moved to the Eastern Conference. He's going to be here for 3 years, as will Tyrese Halliburton. Paolo is here for 4. We'll see if they extend after the rest of these deals, but this could be a team to fear for the next 3 years. Luka wins his 4th straight MVP. He cannot be stopped. 33 at 9 and 11. Wemby, another defensive player of the year. I don't know if we will see him not win one throughout this whole sim. For our Pacers, though, we are the number 1 seed. We started out pretty slow. I think we were like 15 and 11 at one point, so we were just kind of middle of the pack. And then we really picked it up, got up to about 55 wins on the season. Out of the plane in the West, Utah and Portland in the East, New York and Brooklyn. Face off against those Knicks in the first round as they actually take game 1 and game 2. We're not about to do this again, are we? We do take game 3. There we go. Split the first 4 games, and we win 3 straight. And we go to game 7. I don't even want to go to Simcast. We don't deserve to go to Simcast for this game. We get eliminated. Are you serious? Who's even on this Knicks team? Jalen Brunson, Jalen Duren, Julius Randle, Powell, DiVincenzo. This team should not be beating this big 3 ever. Shea, Western Conference Finals MVP, 34, 7, and 8. Scotty Barnes, Eastern Conference Finals MVP with probably the most mid stats I've ever seen in my life. Raptors, Thunder Finals. I don't know how the Raptors are in there, but they are going to win the championship. I don't know how they did it. Oh, that's how. They have De'Aaron Fox on the team, 17, 4, and 8. They must have like a super team-centric squad. Scotty Barnes, Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox. Not really. They have Bronny James, I guess. I don't know how this team. I mean, look at the starters though. 20 points for 4 of the 5 starters. I guess that would do it. But Raptors go on a crazy little run there, as do the Knicks. The Knicks made it all the way to the conference final, so I guess it wasn't that bad of a loss to them. But Still unfortunate. But yeah, the Raptors win it in year number 4. Let's move on to year number 5. All right, here's a look at the squad heading into year number 5. It is basically the exact same. We got Tyrese Halliburton, we got Wilt, we got Paulo. Paulo got better, Wilt got better. That's really all you can ask for. As for the other guys on the team, Jarris Walker up to an 85 overall, Gary Trent an 81. And then we have the rest of the bench. Kyle Anderson has joined the Indiana Pacers. Now, let's see what we could do. We were the number 1 seed last year, got upset in round 1. See if we can make some improvements in year number 5. Luka Doncic, another MVP. Just even when he has a down year, statistically, he still gets it. Zach Edey, 6th Man of the Year for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Asar Thompson, Defensive Player of the Year. Wemby finally does not win one. Tyrese Halliburton and Wilt Chamberlain both made an All-NBA team. They made the All-NBA second team. And the Indiana Pacers have gone back-to-back number 1 seeds out of the plane in the West, Utah and Phoenix, in the East, Atlanta and Toronto. Face off against the 8th seed once again in the first round. Let's please get out this time. Comfortably go up 2-0. And we're through. Much, much better that time. Allowed the Hawks to take 1 game, but it's bound to happen. Sweeps are very, very difficult, so we will take that. We face off against the 5-seeded Detroit Pistons, who just went 7 games with Milwaukee. Take the first 2 games. 2-1. 3-1. Just like last series, we win the first 2, lose game 3, and then win the next 2, and we are through to the conference finals. It is Wilt's 3rd conference finals. Can we finally get to the finals this time? Face off against the 3-seeded Charlotte Hornets as we take game 1. And we go up 2-0, 3-0, and we are in. We face off against the MVP for 5 straight seasons, Luka Doncic, 38, 8, and 8, and our guy, Tyrese Halliburton, wins the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, averaging 25 and 10. Once again, we meet up with the Mavericks. We cannot avoid them in the playoffs. No matter what, we just always see them, even when we're in the Eastern Conference. It is Wilt Chamberlain's first finals of the Sim. It is Tyrese Halliburton and Paolo Banchero's first NBA finals of their career. Let's see if we can get it done as we take game 1. Take game 2. Take game 3. Let's hop into Simcast. They're going to knock us off in game number 3, but that's okay. Tyrese Halliburton, 22 and 15. Wilt, 21 and 12. Here we go. Let's go in. 1-point game. Oh my gosh. Here we go. We jump in, down 1, Mavericks with the ball. 46 seconds to go. A chance to win the finals at home. Luka kicks out to Whitehead, and he drills the 3. Here we go. Paulo bringing it up. We're going to need a quick bucket here, whether it's a 2 or a 3. He's going to drive in, posting up. Looks like he's going to get a shot up. Kicks it out. Pete for 3. And he misses. We're going to have to foul. Luka hits the first. 100%. And he hits the second. Wilt Chamberlain, 29-14. Tyrese Halliburton, 22 and 10. As we lose 2 straight, and we now go to Game 6 in Dallas. Here we go. This time we are up 3 with the ball. 28 seconds to go. Most likely going to get fouled here, as they're actually going to let us take. They're going to let us take a shot. They're going to hope they can get 1 stop here. They're going to let us take 1. Tyrese and Wilt in the pick and roll, trying to clinch the finals. It's into Wilt on Luka, and he gets it to go. We are up 5. 13 seconds. Could we have finally done it? Into Luka, he's open for 3, and he hits it. Oh God, we left Luka open, and now the door is open. I'm gonna have to make both free throws here. Get it into Gonzalez. He's gonna be the one shooting. I have no clue if he could shoot free throws. He hits the first 85%. Just gotta hit this one. This is a huge one, and he gets it to go. They're gonna have to bring it all the way up the court. 11 seconds on the clock. They need an immediate 3 here. It's over to McNeely for 3. Misses. Wilt Chamberlain with the rebound. And we have won the finals. The Pacers win it in 6 games on the road. Wilt gets championship number 1. Paulo and Tyrese get championship number 1. Took 5 years, but Wilt is finally on top. As Luka celebrates with us because 2K has somehow not fixed this glitch. Looks like Franz Wagner is celebrating with us. He hands the trophy to Tyrese. Let's see. Are we going to get a normal finals MVP? Oh, no. Franz Wagner steals finals MVP. 2K, please fix this, dude. This has happened in so many sims. Luka Doncic gave it his all, 54 and 10 in game 6 there, but it wasn't enough. Paula goes for 30. Wilt Chamberlain, 25 and 18. Halliburton, 20 and 18. And the Pacers are on top. Our finals MVP was Wilt. Unfortunately, because 2K is a horrible game, we were unable to see him actually lift the trophy. But 22, 12, and 5, 2.5 blocks per game. His first ever ring, his first ever finals MVP of the sim, just 5 seasons in. Here we go. The squad is running it back in year number 6. Tyrese Halliburton, Wilt, and Paolo, of course, all still here. Now, Tyrese Halliburton and Wilt, both on the last year of their deals, both on very expensive contracts. I think it's very likely we see one of these two guys gone next year, but we shall see. As for the rest of the team, we honestly might have got better. Cole Pete, 84, Tyus Jones at 82, Hugo Gonzalez in 80, Davion Mitchell and 80. The squad stays very similar, but squad still looking very good, especially with that big three as we head into year number 6. Finally, someone else other than Luka has won MVP. 22, 10, and 5 for Victor Wembanyama as he wins his first MVP. Trae Young, 6th Man of the Year for the Phoenix Suns, and Wemby naturally also wins Defensive Player of the Year. For our Indiana Pacers, another good season. We are the 1 seed for the 3rd straight season. Since we've gotten the big 3, we have always been the 1 seed. Out of the play in the West, Portland and Sacramento. In the East, the Hawks and the Magic. We face off against Atlanta once again, just like we did last year, as we quickly go up 2-0. And it's deja vu. We do exactly what we did to them last year, winning the first 2, losing game 3, and then winning the last 2. Face off against the 5 seed Toronto Raptors, who very much took care of business against the 4 seeded Detroit Pistons, so a good season for them. Unfortunately, though, it looks like it's going to be stopped by us as we go up 3-0. And my voice just cracked, but we swept. We got the 2 seed and the 8 seed over in the West. We got the 1 seed and the 6 seed over here in the East. We face off against the Hornets, who I think we also played last year in the conference finals, as we go up 1-0, 3-0. And we lose just 2 games en route to the finals. Victor Wembanyama, Western Conference Finals MVP. Wilt Chamberlain, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And we've got a Wilt versus Wemby matchup, the 2 best centers in the NBA right now. Pacers, Spurs, Finals. The Spurs lost 3 games en route to the finals. We lost only 2 as we take game 1. They take game 2. They go up 2-1. 3-1. Season is on the line, and they take it. The Spurs and Victor Wembanyama knock us off 28, 8, and 5 for Wemby, as the Spurs take down the Big 3 in Indiana in what could potentially be their last series together. We actually kept it together. I didn't think it was going to be possible. How did they have money for this? Oh my God. Tyrese Halliburton, 4-year deal, $200 million. Wilt Chamberlain, 5-year deal, $300 million. Paolo's here for just 1 more year. Maybe that's why they were able to sign them. And Koa Pete now up to an 87 overall. Tyus Jones, Hugo Gonzalez, Davion Mitchell. You know the names from the last couple seasons. This squad is very, very scary. Nearly 390 plus overalls, 294 plus overalls. Let's see if we can get it done this time in year number 7. Luka Doncic is back to winning MVPs, 27, 7, and 9. Asar Thompson wins his 2nd Defensive Player of the Year. He's now the only guy to have knocked off Victor Wembanyama. For the Pacers, though, 1 seed for the 4th straight season. Out of the plane in the West, Portland and Memphis. In the East, Milwaukee and Toronto. Let's see if we can make our way out of the first round comfortably once again, as we actually split the first 2 games. And we're up 3-1, and we are through, where we face off against the Atlanta Hawks. They probably hate us right now. They probably absolutely hate us. They do not want to see us, as they actually take game 1 and game 2. Could the Hawks be getting revenge on us? 2-1. 2-2. Oh my gosh, we're 1 game away. Could the Hawks get revenge on us? Game 6. They do. The Hawks knock us off as the 5 seed. Wow. Shea, Western Conference Finals MVP. LaMelo Ball, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. We got a Hornets Thunder Finals. And the Thunder take it, of course, led by Shea. 25, 10 assists, and 2.6 steals and a block per game. My God. All right, here's a look at the squad, and you will notice we were somehow able to re-sign Paolo Banchero. I don't know how, but we have probably the most expensive team of all time, and yet somehow we still have these guys. Pete is literally on a 4-year deal, $180 million. We have nearly $750 million. Actually, we might have $750 million between these 4 players. I don't know how this squad is staying together. Been the 1 seed for 4 consecutive seasons. Can we make it number 5? Luka Doncic is unstoppable. Another MVP, 25, 7, and 10. Asar Thompson starting to get even more Defensive Player of the Years, trying to catch up to Victor Wembanyama. For the Pacers, not as good of a season, but still not bad at all at the 3 seed, as Portland and Memphis are out of the play in the West, and out of the play in the East is Atlanta and Brooklyn. We face off against the 6-seeded Detroit Pistons, who I don't think we have played in a playoff series yet in this sim. We quickly go up 2-0, 2-2. Detroit wins their 2 home games, go up 3-2. And we make it through in 6 games where we face off against the 7-seeded Brooklyn Nets, who knocked off the Toronto Raptors in 7 games. We take game 1, take game 2, up 3-0, and we sweep our way to the conference finals. We were not in the conference finals just a year ago as the Atlanta Hawks stopped us, who are once again the 8th seed. They're just always the 8th seed. But we face off against the very dominant number 1 seed Washington Wizards, who've only lost 2 games, and it was both to the Hawks. They also swept their conference semis as we take game 1, take game 2, take game 3, and we make it through in 5 games. Washington does take 1 off of us, but it was not enough, and we now have a rematch. Victor Wembanyama, Western Conference Finals MVP. Wilt, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, 21-12. We get a chance to do it over again. We lost to the Spurs 2 years ago in the NBA Finals. We get a chance to get our revenge. We split the first 2. They go up 2-1, 3-1. Got to rip off 3 straight, and they once again dominate us in 5 games. Victor Wembanyama, another Finals MVP for him, 27-7-7, 2 steals, 2.8 blocks, and we just cannot get by him and the San Antonio Spurs. Here's the squad heading into year number 9, same big 3, still got Pete there, still got Gonzalez. It's a very, very similar squad to what we've had. We've had a lot of regular season success. We've had a lot of postseason success. We just have only been able to get 1 championship. Let's see if we can make it 2 here in year number 9. Cameron Boozer wins MVP for the Spurs. Somehow him and Wemby are on the same team. That seems fair. Josh Giddey, 6th man of the year. Asar Thompson, another defensive player of the year. I think he might have caught up to Wemby now. He's got 4. I think Wemby may have 5, so he is right there. For the Pacers, though, it is yet another 1 seed. Denver and New Orleans out of the play-in in the West. Detroit and Cleveland out of the play-in in the East. We face off against Detroit in round number 1. And it is a very comfortable series. We were up 3-0 and then lost 2 of the last 3, but we were able to get the series done pretty comfortably. Toronto took Chicago to 7 games and was able to get it done as we face them in round number 2, go up 2-0, and we are through once again to the conference finals. We have just been dominant in these first few rounds of the playoffs. It's once we get to the conference finals and the finals where stuff gets nervous, but San Antonio did lose this year. The Spurs, Victor Wembanyama, Cameron Boozer, they lost. So we definitely have a chance here if we are able to knock off the 6-seeded Hornets, who just somehow always make it to the conference finals, no matter what seed they are, as they actually go up 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. Oh boy. We got a Game 7 to face the Thunder in the finals. Let's hop into Simcast. And all it took was 1 dominant quarter, and we got it done. Shea, Western Conference Finals MVP. Wilt Chamberlain, another Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And we face off against the Thunder in the finals. I don't think we've played them in the finals. I know we played the Spurs twice. I think we played the Mavs the year that we won. So meeting the Thunder in the finals is something new. Let's see if we can get it done. They're a very, very good team in Sims as we split the first 2 games, 2-1, 2-2. A crucial Game 5 here, and we take it. 1 game away from Wilt's 2nd ring and the Big 3's 2nd ring. And we have done it. The Pacers have won the finals, led by Finals MVP Wilt Chamberlain, 18, 11, 5, 2.5 blocks per game. Don't know why he was shooting 3s at the point if he was shooting 11%, but who cares, man? He got it done. We've got the 2nd ring for Wilt Chamberlain. The Pacers are officially a dynasty, 2 championships in, I believe, 5 years, 4 finals appearances. Just truly dominant. All right, here we are in year number 10, and we now have added Jaden Ivey, who is an 89 overall, but unfortunately, we did lose Pete. It was bound to happen at some point. I mean, this team is stupid expensive. Tyrese, 1 year left on his deal. Wilt, 2 years left on his deal. We'll see where he goes. But for now, this Pacer team looks primed to make another run at a championship. And then once we get that done, we'll follow Wilt and see if he stays with the Pacers following the end of next season. Cameron Boozer wins another MVP, 20-10-7 for him. Asar Thompson now ties Victor Wembanyama in Defensive Player of the Year. For Indiana, though, it was quite an ugly season. I really don't know what happened. I mean, the roster's the exact same. Everybody's still 90 plus. We got Ivy. I don't really know what happened. We are a 9 seed, and we're going to have to win 2 games in order to just make it into the playoffs. As we win the first one, and we face off against Detroit with a chance to go to the postseason, and we are through. We actually do win both games. And with this team, I think there really is a chance. I don't really think our seed matters. I think we definitely have a chance. We're going up against the number 1 seed Chicago Bulls, so it will not be easy. Split the first 2. Go down 3-1, 3-2, and we have brought it to Game 7 against the number 1 seed. Let's hop into Simcast. You're saying there's a chance. And that'll do it. We fought hard, we brought it to 7 games, but unfortunately, it was not enough. Tyrese Haliburton 1 for 11 from 3 in Game 7. Western Conference Finals MVP, Luka Doncic. Eastern Conference Finals MVP, Bronny James. We got a Mavs-Knicks Finals. And it is the Knicks who come back down 3-0 to win the finals, led by Bronny James, 23, 5, and 10. That is hilarious. Tyrese Haliburton has decided to stay with the Pacers, but Wilt Chamberlain on the last year of his deal. We could see him on his third and final team at the end of next season, or we could see him re-sign with the Pacers and try to finish his career here. The big three still together, all now at 30 years of age or older. Jaden Ivey and 89 overall. The depth did get a little bit better, but really not by much. I don't really know how we were such a low seed last year, but hopefully we can do something different here in year number 11. Another MVP for Cameron Boozer, 21, 10, and 6. Victor Wembanyama retakes the lead in Defensive Player of the Year over Asar Thompson, 1.7 steals, 2.5 blocks. For our Indiana Pacers, much better season this time around. We are the 2 seed out of the play-in in the West, Phoenix and Minnesota in the East, Philly and Cleveland. We face off against those Cleveland Cavaliers here in round number 1, and we do comfortably make it through in 5 games. We lost game number 1, but then we won 4 straight. We face off against a team who just swept their first round matchup, the Orlando Magic, as they take game 1, 2-1. Down 3-1. We get eliminated by the Magic. So we do have a good regular season, but it is quickly stopped by these Orlando Magic. Jalen Harrelson wins Western Conference Finals MVP, and Caleb Holt wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP. We've got a Mavericks-Bulls Finals, and it is the Bulls who win it all. They win their first championship in nearly 40 years, led by VJ Edgecombe, 22, 6, and 5 for him. Wilt Chamberlain has decided to stay on what could be his final contract in the NBA, 3 years, $185 million. The big three is still together after all this time. Paolo Banchero is on his last year of the deal, but we will see Tyrese and Wilt Chamberlain for at least these next 3 years. Let's get right into season number 12. Victor Wembanyama back to winning MVPs, 21, 10, and 5. Victor Wembanyama also winning more Defensive Player of the Years. The kid is absolutely insane. As for our Indiana Pacers, once again, a little bit of a slow season for us, but all we need is 1 win in the next 2 games to get our way into the playoffs, and we do just that. Out of the play-in in the West, the Lakers and the Jazz. In the East, Detroit, and us, the Indiana Pacers. We get a rematch against the Orlando Magic, who this year are the 2 seed. We split the first 2 games, split the first 4. They go up 3-2, and we get eliminated. The big three is beginning to fall. The age is getting to us, and potentially we have just seen the last game of Paolo Banchero with the Indiana Pacers. Cameron Boozer, Western Conference Finals MVP. Caleb Holt, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Bulls Spurs Finals, and it is the Bulls who go back-to-back, once again led by VJ Edgecombe in the finals, 22, 7, and 6, 2.6 steals and 1.4 blocks per game. Somehow we just cannot separate this big three. Wilt has now dropped to an 87 overall, but the guys are still together. Banchero still here for 4 more years after signing an extension. Reese still here for 2, of course, as well as Wilt. We still have Jaden Ivey. He is on the last year of his deal as well, though. Still have Gonzalez, still have Moody, the same core guys that we have had here for years. Let's get right into season number 13. Cameron Boozer, another MVP. Those Spurs guys, him and Wemby, just keep trading MVPs year after year. Wemby, Defensive Player of the Year as well. Those are continuing to add up for him. For our Indiana Pacers, once again, a very just average season for us. But once again, if we win, we are right into the playoffs, and we lose the first game, meaning we will face off against the winner of Atlanta and Philly, and it is Atlanta because we just cannot avoid them in the playoffs. Us versus Atlanta, a chance to play Orlando for the 3rd consecutive year in the playoffs, and we will not see them at all because we lose 2 consecutive play-in games. Victor Wembanyama, Western Conference Finals MVP. Caleb Holt, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. We got another rematch, Spurs versus Bulls in the finals. And it is the Spurs who win it this time. Victor Wembanyama, 19, 11, and 7, 3 blocks a game. And now we head into what is most likely the final season for our guy, Wilt Chamberlain. And here is the squad for what is most likely the final year for Wilt Chamberlain. Just 1 year left on his deal. I guess he could come back. He is 37 years old. He'll be 38 after this season. But really, I think we all can assume that this will be the final year for him. The big three still together. even after all this time. We did extend Jaden Ivey to a 1-year deal, so he is also here. But yeah, there's the squad. Let's see what we can do in what is most likely our final year. Cameron Boozer, another MVP, 21, 11, and 7. This dude cannot be stopped. And the same goes for Victor Wembanyama, who wins another Defensive Player of the Year. The Pacers, however, definitely can't be stopped. Once again, we are in the play-in. I believe the 4th consecutive year of being in the play-in. Can we make one last run with the Big Three, as we actually do win the play-in game? And out of the play-in in the West is Memphis and Golden State. In the East, Washington and us. We face off against the 2-seeded Milwaukee Bucks here in round number 1. As they take the first 3, and we get swept. Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs are once again in the finals. This time it is Ellis Harrington and the Cavs who face off against them. Spurs-Cavs finals. And it is the Cavs who take it, led by Rob Dillingham, 24, 4, and 9, 2.2 steals per game. It is the moment of truth. Has Wilt retired? Yes, he has. At age 37, let's take a look at his career. Started in Golden State for 3 years before going to Indy for the rest of his career. One of his best seasons came in that second year in Golden State, maybe the best season of his entire career. Looks like it probably was 27 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks per game. He really never figured out the three-pointer in the NBA, but he was able to have one season shooting 20% or better. But yeah, the Golden State one's definitely the best statistics-wise, but in terms of accolades and championships and finals MVPs, all that sort of stuff, his career was definitely better when he went to Indy. The stats obviously went down, not only because of the fact that he was getting old and regressing, but because of the fact that he also had 2 other all-star, all-NBA level players around him. Here's a look at his award history. Somehow, I don't believe he ever won a Defensive Player of the Year. Really surprising, honestly, especially with some of the stats that Asar had when he won some of his, but of course, Wemby is very difficult to beat. He was an all-star for 13 consecutive seasons from 2024 to 2036, 2-time champion, 2-time finals MVP, multiple-time conference finals MVP, first team All-NBA twice, second team All-NBA 4 times, and third team All-NBA twice. But yeah, that will do it for the sim. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. These videos are not short, so if you make it to the end, I do really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, if you want to see me bring past players into the present or present players into the past, be sure to leave any ideas you have in the comments down below. Any idea is welcome, and I will probably do them. If you want to come along and talk to me while I film these videos, they're all filmed over on Twitch, WardyBoss30YT. I'll be sure to put it up on the screen right now. As always, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. It is super helpful for the channel. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and turn on that bell so you can be one of the first people to see the new videos. But yeah, very good career for Wilt Chamberlain, multiple-time Finals MVP, multiple-time champion. Unfortunately, no single-person accolades like Defensive Player of the Year or MVP, but a very good career nonetheless. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.